Shalom. This is Ron Warren with the Nuggets of the Torah, and this week's Torah portion is called Vayishlech, which means he sent or he reached out. It is the 8th parsha of the Torah, and 8 is the number of new beginnings. In this parsha, Jacob will have 3 God encounters. Number 1 is going to be at Peniel. Peniel is where Jacob is going to receive the blessing and be given a new name, Israel. Number 2 is at Shechem. And Shechem, Jacob is going to be told to return to the place where he first met God, Bethel. And then in Bethel, God renews the covenant with Jacob that he made with Abraham and Isaac. In this parsha, Jacob is going to deal with his unresolved identity issues, his unresolved integrity issues, his unresolved authority issues, his unresolved restitution issues, his unresolved inheritance issues, his unresolved doubt issues, and his unresolved destiny issues. You're going to find in this particular portion 8 trials that Jacob is going to experience. At the river Jabbok, he will wrestle all night with an angel, and he will, as a result, become lame for the rest of his life. Number 2, he will have a face-to-face confrontation with his archenemy and brother Esau. Number 3, at Shechem, he will suffer the consequences of the abduction and the violation of his only daughter, Diana. Number 4, also at Shechem, through the retributive actions of his 2 sons, his name will become a stench in the nostrils of the people dwelling in the land. Number 5, at Bethel, his mother's nursemaid Deborah will die. Number 6, near the village of Bethlehem, what's going to happen is his beloved wife Rachel will die giving birth to his youngest son, Benjamin. And number 8, shortly after his return to Beersheba, which is Hebron, he will suffer the loss of his father Isaac, who will die at the age of 180. Remember this: the path of success begins at the place of surrender. The saying, "it depends upon me," summarizes Jacob's life. Jacob never faced a problem he couldn't solve. When he was confronted with a problem, he had plan A, plan B, plan C, or plan D, and usually one of them would work. Now, how does God deal with a man like Jacob? Often, it's through a crisis. There were 2 very special places for Jacob, Bethel and at the brook called Jabbok. At Bethel, he saw the letter. At Jabbok, he saw the Lord. At Bethel, he became a believing man. At Jabbok, he became a broken man. At Bethel, God saved Jacob. At Jabbok, God sanctified him and set him apart. He came away from Bethel with a spring in his walk, but he came away from Jabbok with a lasting limp in his walk. You know, believers who are greatly used by God often go through a crisis experience where the Lord becomes very real and personal to them. And whatever that crisis is, from that moment on, they're never the same. And it's at this point they can be used greatly by God. Jacob had that kind of an experience. There was a crisis, and then there was a process. The crisis took place at the brook Jabbok, but the process took the rest of his life. And when God touches you through your own crisis experience, he's going to mold, make, and guide you so that you will become a God-ruled person, and he gives you power. What kind of power? The power to be a blessing. Why did God call Abraham? To be a blessing. Why did God call Jacob? To be a blessing. Why does God call you? To be a blessing. Think about this. What is better than getting answers to prayers? Being an answer to prayer. Shalom. Until next week with the nuggets of the Torah.